This week on Got Clutter, Get Organized, are you just tired of all the piles? Do you want to end this year with piles on your desk? Or even do you want to end this year with just all these unanswered, unopened emails? Well, stay tuned for this week's conversation on Got Clutter, Get Organized. Hello and welcome to Got Clutter, Get Organized, the conversation. This week it is about our work space, but also our home office as well. So thank you so much for joining me. And of course, these are little mini conversations as we lead up into the new year. So, of course, a lot of you between, the Christmas holiday and the new year, you do take time away from the office, away from the business to really spend time with family and friends and just to kind of rest and reset. So this is a fantastic time to actually think about getting that office in order so that when you do return, whether you return, right after the holidays or in the new year, you will have a more organized space and you can be more strategic and be more effective as well as efficient in what you do. So let's start off with number one, clear and refresh your physical desk. And what I would suggest, and this is something that I have done several times, is I literally clear my desk off. I take everything off the desk, give it a good cleaning, and only put things back that I really want and I use. Because in finding that I really truly love a clear space, then the things that I really don't need on my desk, I may put them in other areas on another shelf. I have the bookcase behind me that has a lot of the things that I use every day. So think about that. Think about what you really truly need on your desk and on your workspace in order to be effective and efficient. And specifically, if you share a workspace, think about that as well. But let's do some decluttering. Let's get rid of that junk, actually, the junk and the clutter. The second thing is the digital workspace. And I know sometimes you are in the midst of meeting deadlines, making sure things get submitted and sent. You create things, but then you create the final draft and the rough draft is still out there in the on your desktop and laptop and drives somewhere. So it's time to put some order in that. And really, first of all, let's clear that desktop. When you turn on your computer, do you see a lot of clutter and confusion or do you see order? So think about that. Think about what needs to actually be deleted first from there. And then also where things need to go so that when you are looking for something, you can find it the first time. Because you've already heard me say this. Organization does not necessarily mean being neat. It means being able to find things. So think about that. Think about what documents you definitely need on your desktop so that you refer to them either daily or weekly. But what do you need to save on the hard drive, on the shared drive? And when you do that, is it organized so that you and everyone else can find it? So think about getting rid of things that are no longer needed, but also setting a system up for those things that you need now, as well as into the new year. Number three, the tools. The tools, the platforms, what are you really using? Because I know we get excited. We find a new tool and we think, oh, this is going to be the solution. Then weeks, months later, we realize that it is not the solution, but we still either have it on our device, on our desktop, and also are we paying for subscriptions we no longer need? So it's time to do a reevaluation. It's time to go into the new year with the tools that we need, the subscriptions that really matter to us and are impactful to us professionally and some personally as well. So look at those. The next thing is standard operating procedures. When was the last time you changed them? When was the last time you updated them? Are you holding on to standard operating procedures from 15, 20 years ago? And things have changed. Technology has changed. You've changed. So do those things need to be refreshed as well? Think about that. And of course, those workflows as well. Do you do things more effective and efficient now? Does that old form that you used to send out to clients, maybe a client feedback form, now is digitized so you don't need that document that you got saved on the drive? Think about that. And the last thing you definitely want to do is you definitely want to really do a reflection. A reflection. Look at your wins because sometimes we are so focused on the stuff that we haven't done and we have to get done. Take a moment, reflect on all those wins you've had professionally in your business. But then also, what can you do to level up for the new year? Because that's one thing I'm really looking at. I took a moment where I took some time and just was quiet, still, laid everything out that I thought in the beginning of the year that I wanted to do. And even as it got closer to, the end of the year, some things that came to me, but are those things that I really need to be moving forward with? And sometimes we just need to just kind of step back and be still. So to repeat, the organize your work and business before 2026 list is number one. Clear and refresh your physical desk. Not only your physical desk, look at the bookcase, look at the shelves. Do you have stuff underneath your desk? Number two, your digital declutter your digital workspace. When was the last time? Do you need to delete some emails? Do you need to delete some things on your desktop? Do you just need to delete some things on the hard drive, the shared drive? Think about that. Think about how more effective and efficient you can be when you can find something the first time. Number three, simplify those business tools. Is there a tool that can do everything you really need? And you can get rid of the 3 and 4 that you may be paying for. Are you actually subscribing to all these different publications online, physically, that you never really have time to read? Start using that delete button. Empower yourself, delete things. And of course, update systems as well as your standard operating procedures. Do you need to blow the dust? And yes, I am saying blow the dust off of your standard operating procedures. Maybe they were great when you first started that business, but now you've been in business for a few years. You've been in business for a few decades. Is it time to look at it and say we need to do a refresh? Is it time to look at some of our systems and realize, hey, we need to do things a little bit differently? So think about that as well. And of course, reflect. Really just kind of step back and look at your wins. Look at the lessons you learned in this new year. Think about all of those things that you maybe have learned how to use this technology, but then also a new procedure, maybe a way to really reconnect with your community. Think about that as well. Because this is a great time to just pause because things begin to slow down as it gets closer and closer to all the end of the year holidays. And this is a great time to look at these areas. You don't have to look at all of them. You may just have to kind of focus on one. Maybe it is time because when you clear your workspace, you will be able to really kind of focus. You'll be able to think clear. You'll get rid of that mental clutter every time you come in and you look at the space and you see the piles. So think about that. Think about more effective and efficient you'll be when you do maybe revise some of those standard operating procedures as well. Think about that. And think about sometimes just the money you'll save when you get rid of all of those subscriptions you no longer need. Think about the time you'll save when you get rid of all that other stuff that you no longer need as well. So I would love for you to share with me what you decided to do, what area you decided to focus on. Again, you don't have to do everything if you just do one thing. So please leave a comment below and let me know and say, Janet, you know what? I just cleared my desk. Or Janet, I revised my standard operating procedures. So I want to thank you so much for joining me. And I truly want to thank you so much for your continued support throughout this year. So, of course, for those of you just watching this video, thank you again. And of course, I want to wish you a very, very Merry Christmas. But for those of you who are listening via the audio, continue to listen because I've got additional resources and tips and strategies that help you get your office and well as your professional life organized before 2026. So stay tuned. So, what was your takeaway from this week's conversation? Are you going to clear your desk? Just really clear it and clean it? Or are you going to say, you know what, Jan, I am tired of seeing that cluttered mess on my desktop. I'm going to tackle that. I want to know, what are you going to tackle? So please leave a comment below. And of course, make sure, if you aren't, please subscribe to this channel. Make sure, of course, you can also follow us on all our other social media platforms. And of course, make sure you click the links below because there's additional resources that can help you on your journey to living an organized life. So until next time, you have a clutter-free day, but most of all, have an organized week.